Is James Gunn going to be giving us more from the Suicide Squad? Hello, everyone. This is Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you like the DCU, hit that subscribe button. We talk about it all the time here on the channel. I love DC Comics. I love the DC characters. I love the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and we're going to keep talking about it. Because what I loved about the Suicide Squad was that they finally, for me, I really liked the way they utilized Harley Quinn in that, but I was a huge fan of Bloodsport. I thought he looked awesome. I thought his character was great. I mean, Polka Dot Man was fantastic, but I really like Bloodsport quite a bit. And in a recent few weeks ago podcast, the Peacemaker podcast, James Gunn let out that Bloodsport is canon, and everything that John Cena, Christopher Smith said about Bloodsport in the scene with his father was indeed canon. Now, of course, the question was that Idris Elba Bloodsport? Is they're going to recast Bloodsport? And it seems like it's going to be Idris Elba. And I was really excited for that. I almost did a video talking about that a little bit because he was my favorite character in that movie. And he's a character that I think could really be used strongly I mean, he could make a really good movie, Bloodsport, for me. I think he could make a really good movie, make it kind of like a Rambo type movie. I think he could do really well with Bloodsport. And I love the idea that in the Suicide Squad, he's in there because he shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet. Now, is that canon? Or will that be canon? Is that something that'll happen? Has it happened already in Superman's I don't think so. The way the Superman movie was, I think that's something that probably doesn't exist in the new DCU. But either way, I hope we get something like that. I hope we see now that the universe that they're living in is filled with metahumans. I hope we see characters like Bloodsport and what they can actually do and how their characters can actually be a problem for superheroes that, maybe think that they're invincible and whatnot. But James Gunn, of course, all he does is talk. All James Gunn is talks. And I want to bring this article up here from Entertainment Weekly to the stage. James Gunn addresses Margot Robbie's place in new DC universe. All right. Plus, the co-head of DC Studios said he wants to bring back Idris Elba as Bloodsport. Well, that's the whole article. Could Margot Robbie return as Harley Quinn in James Gunn's new DC universe? Or have this bird's wings been clipped? The new co-head of DC Studios, alongside Peter Safran, has been busy rebooting the comic book company's on-screen world with an entire slate of movies and shows that kicked off with last month's Superman, written and directed by Gunn. Now, there's a new Superman, David Cornswet, a corporate justice gang instead of the Justice League, and ultimately a new Wonder Woman and Batman who have yet to be cast, in addition to Robert Pattinson returning for the Batman 2. So, will there be a Harley Quinn as well, or will Robbie return to play the fan-favorite character in the future? That will be revealed down the line, Gunn tells Entertainment Weekly. While Gunn remained tight-lipped on further explanation, he did reveal another Suicide Squad member he's keen to bring back for his new age of DC. I definitely am always looking for a place to put Bloodsport and figuring that out, Gunn says of Idris Elba's ruthless mercenary from the 2021 sequel, so we'll see what happens. Next up in Gunn's revamped DC universe is Peacemaker Season 2, premiering August 21st on HBO Max, which heavily ties into the events of the Suicide Squad. Rick Flag Sr., Frank Grillo, becomes a head of Argus and uses his new power to get revenge for the death of his son, Rick Flag Jr., Joel Kinnaman, who was killed by Peacemaker, John Cena, at the end of the movie. It's not hard to imagine both Harley and Bloodsport fitting into that story, since they ultimately bonded and became friends after Rick Jr.'s death, especially Harley Quinn, who in that movie was very close to Rick Flag, seemingly because of their history, which, is kind of the first Suicide Squad movie, because the Suicide Squad is kind of a sequel to that, but kind of retconning it, but also not, but kind of a sequel. So they have a history there as well. With that, so that's one thing I would say. I think the Harley Quinn, the Margot Robbie returning as Harley Quinn, I think that's all on Margot Robbie. I think James Gunn would bring Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn. Now, she's been Harley Quinn for 3 movies. I could see him reaching out, and maybe she's like, you know what, I've said what I have to say as Harley Quinn. Why don't you find somebody else? Or I could see her being like, you know what, let's keep going. I got more in me. I do kind of at this point in time think that for James Gunn, it's in the ball's in Margot Robbie's court. I think I might be wrong. I mean, he recast Superman. He's recasting Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, obviously. So who knows? But I do think, the way Margot Robbie is I don't know if she's a box office draw. I don't know if many actors are box office draws, but she's definitely one. I mean, the Barbie movie really kicked it off. She's got, I think she's producing like Monopoly or something next or something. But like, she is a box office. But for me, Idris Elba's Bloodsport, this is the one that I'm really excited about. Really excited to see because his story is really the one that's most fleshed out in the Suicide Squad with his daughter, his ex-wife. So there's so much there, and I think there's potential to bring him in and explore this character even more, make him see what takes. Because in that movie, he's very much an anti-hero, which is the point of the Suicide Squad. But how about making him like a straight up villain, or like I said, like a Rambo type movie where you see him, because and don't forget, he knows Rick Flag Jr. as well, so he knows Rick Flag Jr. He knows what Peacemaker did. He's obviously not killed Peacemaker, so there's a lot of history and backstory for him to deal with Rick Flag Sr., with Peacemaker, and with Amanda Waller. Like, what is going on there? And he could be something that bridges this all together and ties it all together, and you can utilize that forward. But that wouldn't be his own movie. I don't even know what that would be. That would be like season 3 of Peacemaker, maybe, because I don't think that's something you do in a movie unless you're doing a sequel to the Suicide Squad, which I don't think really makes a ton of sense, because Suicide Squad 1 made a ton of money in the box office. It was close to $1 billion, I believe. Like, for all of its faults, it did very well. And then the Suicide Squad didn't do so great, but it was also that weird COVID time when movies were released streaming and theatrically at the same time. I was like, why am I going to go to the theater and get sick when I can watch it from home and still get sick? Probably. I never got sick, thank God. But you wonder about that, and maybe they look at the numbers and they're like, the Suicide Squad isn't something that's viable for us. We're going to go in a different direction. But and he's saying that he wants to bring Bloodsport into something, so it seems like he would still be a supporting role in a bigger adventure to some capacity. I don't know what that is, but I would look, whatever you bring Bloodsport in. Keep the mask though. Keep that mask was amazing. I would love to see more of that. And again, like Harley Quinn, 3 movies. Margot Robbie may have said everything she had to say, but I do have a video on the channel, Margot Robbie versus Lady Gaga, Harley Quinn. I mean, obviously Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn is very different and not even really Harley Quinn. And most people, though, in the comments are very much just like, Margot Robbie was born for this role. Now, I do think you could find other actresses that would be great as Harley Quinn. I don't think Margot Robbie is the only one that could play Harley Quinn, just like I don't think Hugh Jackman is the only actor that can play Wolverine. He is our Wolverine. He's a great Wolverine, and we all appreciate him as Wolverine. But I do believe that there are other actors that could come in there and play that part, and I do think other actresses could come in and play Harley Quinn. But I also know that she is someone, that Margot Robbie, that is someone that loves this character, that adores playing the character. And whatever you think of the Birds of Prey emancipation of one Harley Quinn, which is just a title that's just mind blowing that it was approved. Whatever you think of that, the intentions were good in that on Margot Robbie's part, and I think they really tried with it. And I think this is just a character that she embraces and would love to portray again. That being said, I haven't heard much from Idris Elba talking about Bloodsport. Can somebody interview him and ask him a question about that? Because I would love to see him back in that role. Would you like to see Elba back as Bloodsport, or Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn? Let me know in the comments down below. That's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Give us a like and a subscribe. And until next time, may you be the master of your own universe.